Mr. Tasset, thanks for coming on the show.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
So let's just get straight into it here. What do you do for a living?
Mainly investing.
You want to expand a little bit more on that?
Well, I'm kind of taking a new step in a new direction in life. So I've been doing R&D with my family for the last 20 years, trying to expand basically in myself beyond what they've done, which has mainly been in healthcare.
So before you're with your family doing investing in surgery centers,
yes,
or medical practices.
Well, not many medical practices. We also did physical therapy clinics as well.
So then, just in a nutshell, what did that look like? You guys would find a site and then build it?
Well, generally, we'd have to recruit the doctors first. You'd have to find independent doctors that weren't part of a surgery center or weren't employed by the hospital, and then do a deal with them.
So you guys did all the recruiting of the surgeons, and you found the site. Did you usually build the site too, or build the building?
It would kind of depend. If we could find one, we'd purchase that building, but oftentimes we did construction.
And this business was started by your father?
Yes.
You and I are similar because we were both in that type of business where the father kind of started it. How was it working with your father?
In the beginning, it was really good. He exposed us to a lot of things that we wouldn't have been exposed to otherwise. So we learned a lot about the basics of business through his experience. Classically, he was a trained accountant. So in like our first year, I think there was a couple different times he sat us down just for 2 or 3 days just to explain finances, how to read a profit loss statement.
How old were you when he did that?
Oh, we were in our 20s.
Nice.
Yeah.
So he's kind of considered a bean counter.
Yeah, he was.
I'm reading a book and it talks about how much the bean counter can really kill the growth of a business because they're not looking at the bigger picture of investing in marketing, for example.
Yeah.
But obviously,
bean counters, though.
You do need them because if you don't have them, you're going to be losing a lot of profit and possibly going bankrupt. So did he have to kind of shift from the mindset of a bean counter to maybe more of a bigger picture investor, would you say?
Maybe a little bit. I think he was always really entrepreneurial anyway. I think that was just kind of part of his DNA. So I think he was always doing that. So even when he was running an accounting firm with my uncle back in Dodge City, they were always trying to expand and do other things. So initially they just had a small unit they were renting within like a strip mall. But then within several years, I don't remember what the timeline was, but they ended up purchasing that strip mall and then renting it out. And they ended up purchasing into other businesses around town. So he was always trying to get things going like that. I think the accounting was just his way to have a job. My uncle had started a partnership with another guy, and the other guy had retired, and he kind of gave the opportunity to my dad. You can become an accountant, come in with me, and we'll partner in this business together.
Did you guys ever acquire medical practices or invest in any practices that were already existing?
I don't think we actually invested into the actual practices, but we did a lot of partnerships with them. So there's several, like in Columbia, Missouri, orthopedic groups there that were already existing that we built centers for, and we have great relationships with them as well.
So then when you're looking for potential partners, what are you looking for with those practices, like the orthopedic group?
Case volume.
Just how many patients they are seeing.
Yeah, for the most part. If they're young and they don't have a lot built up, you can get to that space, but you want to see if they can bring in case volume.
So then if they're young, what do you guys usually do to kind of get them to a different level that you guys are wanting?
That I didn't work on a lot. We had a department called Same Store Growth that they focused specifically on that. And a lot of that, I think, was probably marketing.
Yeah. It's always marketing, isn't it? Yeah. It always goes back to marketing. What is the saying? Nothing happens until something's sold.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. All right. So then fast forward to today. Now you're more interested in investing into different concepts and businesses.
Yep. Mainly, I'm looking at anything that's new and innovative, trying to see anything that's really going to push humanity forward, anything that provides real value. So looking at basic things, one of my first investments was in a company called Spout that builds an atmospheric water generator that you can just put on your table. And it's ultra pure water, alkaline water. Those kind of things really interest me. It's something you can take out of, from the municipality and bring it into your home. So I looked at also some of those home gardening kind of devices where you could put them in your basement. Has a light and a water, like a hydroponic kind of water system. Those are kind of things that are interesting to me because I think you're going to see more of a move from broader applications like large farming into smaller spaces like that.
So it's not just about the money.
No, absolutely not.
Because if it was, you can just maybe go get a couple of those gigantic storage rental places, which will, it seems like everybody's always needing that because they like to keep their crap.
Yeah.
We got a bunch of hoarders in our culture now, but yeah.
I'm not opposed to doing that though.
Yeah.
If it makes money, I'd be interested in doing it. I'm just not going to invest in like Palantir, for example.
What's that?
It's a larger company on the stock exchange. It's mainly handling a lot of contracts with the government, war kind of stuff.
Did you say war?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. You don't want to invest in killing.
No.
You want to
my purpose.
You want to invest in living things that help with people who are living and helping them thrive. Probably. Yeah. You got a degree in kinesiology and exercise science from K-State.
Yep.
Why did you decide to pursue that degree?
It was something that was really interesting to me growing up playing sports. And one of the things that as I learned playing over time that I could have been a lot better had I known how to train my body a little bit. And that stuff was really interesting to me initially, trying to help other athletes really level their game up. Because I saw a lot of people that were really good. I was like, if they just trained a little bit, they could be incredible. That was the initial interest for me.
What sports?
Football, basketball, baseball, track, all of that kind of.
Any injuries?
Me? Oh, yeah. Shoulder injury. I've had 6 surgeries on the shoulder, a couple on the wrist, and one on my elbow as well.
All on the right one?
All on that.
Oh, my goodness. So then you went from kinesiology and exercise science, and then you got into your dad's business.
We were going to look at pairing physical therapy with sports acceleration training. And I think over time, they just didn't want to put a lot of money in towards the sports acceleration because they had too much profit coming from the other businesses.
This is a big industry, I think, today.
It is.
The human performance, not just for sports, just for longevity.
Yeah, absolutely. That was one of the things I thought was incredibly interesting when I was doing my internships coming out of college is I was seeing all these things we were doing for athletes. And I'm like, if you just applied this stuff to regular people, it would help them the same way. And I think that's a lot of what you're seeing today. A lot of that stuff has come out of sports acceleration training into everyday people.
That makes perfect sense. So it started out as kind of a experimental for helping your athlete to excel. But then people started thinking, maybe we can apply this just to normal people too.
Yeah, we started having mothers and dads coming in, dropping their kids off, and we developed a program called Weekend Warriors where they would come in and kind of pretend that they were athletes again. But we started seeing incredible results from them.
You seem like you're in pretty good shape. So then what are you doing to stay in shape as you get older or as we get older?
Yeah. I try to work out every day. I try to do about 30 minutes every day. Pretty high intense resistance kind of training.
Do you just change like different body parts or do you do full body?
I change different body parts every day. And then kind of depending on how sore I am, I'll have days where I'll do full body, more yoga kind of type activities or stretching or pure cardio days. Some days I just do pure core work as well.
Seems like a lot of focus on mobility.
Oh, yeah. As I get older, focus more on flexibility and mobility, those specifically.
I definitely think there's merit to muscle, right? As we get older, it's harder to build muscle. But the more I start to look into this, the more that I realize the importance of muscle just with the metabolic health, metabolic system.
Absolutely.
Right? If you want to eat more, then you need to have more storage with your muscles, so you can convert those carbs or even fat to glycogen.
Yep.
And where does that go first? In your muscle. But if you don't have a lot of muscle, then it has to go somewhere else, which usually means fat. That's just recently, I'm like, oh my goodness, I need to start focusing on just building muscle. So what are your thoughts? Do you think everybody can get real big, or is that something more genetic?
More genetic for sure.
Because I've always been skinny, like even when I was younger, real skinny, but kind of really tight, not flexible, but explosive, right? But I feel like even if I really tried and had 200 grams of protein every day and did all this, weight training, I don't think I could get super big.
Probably wouldn't get super big, but I think you'd be surprised at what you could do. It's within a range of what your genetics can do, but I think most people can put on more than they realize.
And is that just the combination of eat enough protein plus get enough resistance training and don't injure yourself?
Those two, along with rest. There's a lot of people who will get into doing too much and they're not realizing they're getting a little bit stronger, but they're not growing as fast as they would like. Yeah. And a lot of times they're just overdoing it. It doesn't happen as often. It's not working out enough, but it happens as well.
Because rest is when the muscle rebuilds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And getting the protein right before you go to sleep is when most of that protein synthesis processes happen.
That's a good. I didn't think about that.
So if you take like 40 grams of protein just before you go to bed, there are studies that show it increases protein synthesis by about 20%.
Do we need to be focusing on whey versus casein?
I think you should be getting both.
Would you do you do like casein at night?
Yeah.
Like a powder or food?
A powder.
What food is going to give you casein? Just still meat?
Yeah, probably. I mean, I'm not...
Dairy? I think it's dairy. Yeah.
Yeah, I need to look into that one specifically. I'm not sure.
So you do protein before you go to bed?
Yeah, absolutely.
Like a shake?
Yeah.
I need to start doing that because I try to stop eating about 3 hours before I go to sleep.
Yeah, me too. But within that 3 hours, I'll do a protein.
So you'll eat dinner and then... After that, hour or two later, you'd have a protein shake?
Yeah, two maybe 3 hours later.
Oh, my goodness. I need to do that. That's interesting. Yeah, I definitely think that today people are waking up to the importance of taking care of your body as you age and not just letting things go. Because that's kind of been the thing, in the past of I'm 40 now, so I can't sprint. Right? I can't jump. What? You need to keep sprinting until you're dead.
Yeah. There's studies that will show that after you're either unwilling to jump or unable to make 1 inch off the ground, that you have a life expectancy very specifically after that. And it's mostly just due to, you're not as active just because of all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. And people need to understand, we're not saying jump 10 feet high. Even 2 inches is good.
Yeah. It's really more about the attempt and using the muscles as opposed to the height that you're getting at.
Because if you don't use it, you lose it, right?
Yeah.
And then high impact is good.
Absolutely.
What were we taught? High impact is bad on the joints. But in reality, high impact is what strengthens bones.
Yeah.
I just learned that too. I'm like, oh my gosh, I didn't think about that.
And it's also weird that between the age of 30 and 40, after age 30, you start atrophying about 1 pound of muscle a year. So a lot of people won't know between 30 and 40, they've lost 10 pounds of muscle. And they're like, I'm doing the same things I was doing 10 years ago. Why am I so much heavier now? You have 10 pounds less muscle.
So then what do you think we should do to combat that?
Some variation of resistance training, I think, should be within everybody's program. There may be exceptions with people that have certain conditions that I'm not aware of, but I think most people should be doing resistance training.
Yeah, I fully agree. I'm starting to really understand that too. So how did you guys first hear about KOMA?
Blue Valley Middle. You guys had some marketing outreach up. I think they were doing a band thing or something. So my son was going up there trying out drums and the trumpet, and he saw your table. I was like, Dad, can I do that? It's like, I've been waiting for 10 years for you to...
So elaborate a little bit more on that. Why have you been waiting 10 years for him to do that?
Well, he's on the autism spectrum. So oftentimes when you suggest something, they don't want to do it immediately because you suggested it. I thought he has to come across this on his own, and then he'll really want to do it.
And then what about specifically with was it martial arts specifically you wanted him to do?
Yeah, I did. I didn't grow up doing it, but I see a lot of value in not only learning the technique, but in the process you guys take them through. It has similar to the kind of things I experienced growing up in sports, working hard for something, failing, and still getting up and trying again, those kind of things.
Oh, yes. So tell me more about your son. So he's on the spectrum like my son. How old is he?
He's 14.
And he started, 2 years ago?
Yeah.
What are interests? Like what interests does he have?
Outside of Taekwondo?
Yeah.
Dinosaurs, Godzilla. I mean, he can tell you about anything about that kind of stuff. He's watched every old Godzilla movie you can imagine. He's got his room is full of art. We put shelves on every wall. It's just full of dinosaurs and Godzillas.
Oh my goodness.
It's pretty cool.
I love that. Yeah, my son is still obsessed with Mickey Mouse Clubhouse.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my gosh. Every morning he asks, he goes in the room, we turn on Mickey Mouse Clubhouse. I have to put in my earplugs because I've been hearing it since he was like 2. Gosh, it's been 10 years. Oh my! I can replay the theme song right now in my head. But it's funny how they attach things and become so focused on it.
Yeah,
I think it's a superpower.
I do too.
Right?
I wish I had something like that I could focus on.
Yeah, it'd be helpful that. To combat my ADD of, squirrel, new thing. And why don't I just focus on one thing?
Same with me.
Yeah. So what made you guys decide to give it a try? Just he had interest?
Yeah, absolutely. Anything he was interested in, I'm going to give him his best chance of trying it.
What were your first impressions when you guys first walked in? Do you remember that?
Yeah, I was incredibly impressed. You guys really have a well-oiled machine here. It was pretty cool.
Anything stood out?
The logo and the marketing, kind of how you guys have it all branded. I guess maybe from the business experience that I've had, that really stuck out. Mm-hmm. I really liked the way you had it all done. The website, it was all really well done, which tells me somebody that's behind it knows what they're doing and they're on top of things.
That's interesting. I think a lot of people don't really notice that on the conscious level, but I always argue they notice on the subconscious level. Everybody does.
I agree.
Because you can have, I was just thinking about this recently. You can have mom and pop shops that kill it, like just generate profit month after month. Mm-hmm. But if you look at their branding, you look at their operations, is it really a well-oiled machine, like you said? Maybe. The branding, probably not so much. Would they be able to scale that? A lot of times I don't think so. I think that's one of the pieces that a lot of business owners overlook is the importance of the branding and creating a brand, which is with consistent logo. And really the logo should appeal to your customer,
Agree.
Not to yourself. And you can tell a lot of small businesses, they'll kind of open up the computer and create their logo on their own.
I like it.
Yeah, I like it. But you also like Harley Davidson's, but then your customer base is a mom, right? Yeah. So the logo you like is more for your demographic, but for the customer that you're going after, not so much. But yeah, that's I'm so honored that you noticed that, because I've always put so much time and energy into that. Sometimes I'll probably get a little too obsessed. What challenges were you facing with your son before joining KOMA?
Not a lot, really. I mean, just trying to give him the resources he needs within school, because he's really smart, but he has a hard time sometimes keeping up with what the teacher is saying. So it's just making sure he had all the right resources. But other than that, he's really a good kid. We haven't had a lot of troubles with him.
What about staying physically active?
That was definitely something that Taekwondo helped out with a lot. He doesn't like to do a lot of activity. If it's within doing something else like playing basketball, that's okay. But just to go get exercise done on itself, abolish him a little bit. Even though he has been joining me in the gym recently.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, my son does private lessons with Mr. Gilroy.
Oh, cool.
And he hates it every time. I mean, he throws a fit every time. but he needs it.
Yeah, it's good.
We'll do hanging, like we'll have him hang just for like 10 seconds.
That's
and
good.
all, the grip strength and all that stuff. And we have him push and pull the sled and kicking, of course, but he hates it. He throws a fit. What do you think? 90% of the time?
90%.
Yeah. Runs in, starts throwing a fit. Sometimes he tries to hit people, and I'm like, dude, you still need this, even though you don't want to do it. I mean, that's just called a human being.
Yeah,
we're all
get up and move every day,
right?
So it was interesting. I was watching a clip. They were asking Arnold Schwarzenegger on a podcast last week. And they asked him about why does he still work out, and he just looked at him like, I was like, I slept 20 years ago. I still sleep today. It was just so interesting the way he saw it as it's just a part of my life. I get up every day and I eat some breakfast.
Yeah.
And every night I go to sleep. So every day, of course, I'm going to work out.
It should be the same, like almost like asking someone, why do you still eat?
Yeah. You ate 20 years ago. Why you still eat?
Aren't you done with that? You ate enough.
You won the Mr. Olympia of eating. Why are you still
right. You just ate 50 hot dogs and won the championship. Aren't you done eating now? Yeah. That is interesting. I didn't think about it like that. And I think that's where the culture is hopefully shifting.
I agree.
That just like you have your need to eat and sleep, even sleep is not nearly as a priority as eating, but it all should be a priority evenly, right?
I agree.
Eating, sleeping, moving, especially those big three. And then even friendships and socialization.
And some type of spiritual practice.
Yes.
5.
100%. Yes. And those all have to be high. It can't just be like, oh, I, focus on my eating. I'm good. Yeah. No, you got to do it all. Have you seen any improvements at school or home with your son?
Yeah. I mean, he's a lot more social. And his athletic ability is changing quite a bit. His body composition has changed quite a bit just from doing it. And behaviorally speaking, not that we had any issues before, but he's doing even better now.
Just a little bit more focused, or?
Yeah, just a little more willing to work through things that are hard.
So a little bit more resilient.
Yeah.
Ooh, I love that. That's my favorite. Out of all the things that we try to incorporate in our curriculum and help our students improve on, resilience is my number one.
That's good.
Oh my goodness, because that's what life is about.
Yeah,
life can really suck at times, right? And it's only those who have that resilience who can kind of keep their head down and keep going are those who become successful.
Yeah, I agree.
And don't get defeated, really, which is more important. What do you think makes KOMA different from other activities?
Other activities like other
sports, anything else that's offered maybe for his age group, or even that you've experienced, or just in general comparing to sports?
Well, what I personally like about it is that it feels like a kind of a group team activity at the same time of being very, very individualized. So you get on a football team, you're one of 11 guys on each side of the field, and you're definitely part of a team. But within Taekwondo, you can see it's more like a sprint. It's a race. You're there by yourself. You may be representing a team, but in this particular space, you're on your own. And I think that that's really good for him to try it, because that's kind of the way the world works. You kind of have your social connections and people that help you in general, but you're also, for the most part, you're really on your own.
Yeah, and even with sports, it seems like you have your team, but I mean, you got your one or two all-stars.
Yeah.
And you got to support the all-star, which there's nothing wrong with that, right? We all need the Scottie Pippins of the world, but there's always that one Michael Jordan on the team. And if your son or daughter is not Michael Jordan, it's probably a little difficult to watch day in and day out. And more importantly, are they getting what they need if they're not Michael Jordan? Right?
Yeah.
If they're just sitting on the bench, or if they're just a supporting member, nothing wrong with that. We all need to know how to support, right? We're not going to always be all-stars in life. But I definitely believe what we are trying to do here is to help that individual child build themselves from within all the way out. Every single character trait that we know is needed for success when they're as an adult. And more importantly, that they don't need mom and dad when they leave the nest. they got it, right? They're independent. That's what I dream of, is my kids, once they're old enough, they don't need me to hold their hand.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Oh, my goodness. But I think today there's a lot of lawn mowing parents, right? They mow down all the challenges. So then once it's time to leave the nest, those kids are going to be really struggling because they're used to mom and dad mowing down all those challenges in front of them, right?
Yeah.
Talking to the teacher, doing all that stuff for them.
That's certainly the hardest thing as a parent, is letting them fail and suffer through it.
Yeah, it hurts, right? Because you love them so much and you're like, oh, I don't know if they can do it. But I think it's so necessary.
I agree.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But in you got to go little by little, not like probably when we grow up, which is... See ya.
Figure it out.
Figure it out. Oh, you broke your arm. You'll be fine.
Throw some dirt on.
Exactly. All right, let's go to the hospital again. Yeah, that's. I think that's the biggest. In my opinion, that's how we're kind of different, as we really take care of and really look at the child individually and not as a kind of a team member.
Yeah, that's for sure. You guys definitely do that. And I really like that aspect of it, focusing on other areas of life other than just the physical.
Like our character projects, we'll do, we'll even talk about the importance of not eating too much sugar. So we'll give them a 7-day challenge.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah. The other one, I think we're finishing up or we're in the middle of, is minimizing ultra-processed foods and understanding what does that even mean, processed food, right? Because most foods are processed.
Yeah.
You're not going to go and kill a cow and eat it straight as is. You got to process it. But then there's different levels, right? There's actually a system where they have different levels of processing. And the idea is you stay on the lower levels. You don't go up to the, Cheez-It category.
But it also depends too. There are good ultra processed, like most of the whey protein and casein you take, that's going to be ultra processed.
Yeah. But I don't think a lot of kids are going to be going, give me some of that.
Not very often. Jackson does love protein shakes, though. We buy them on a regular basis because we've made it such an important part of their diet. They know that they need to get protein with every meal. So.
Oh, my goodness. That's the other thing I did not learn until even recently, is the importance of protein.
Yeah, it's pretty important.
Because that's how you rebuild. That's like building blocks, right? Mm-hmm. The protein is the building blocks. I think fat is more for hormones and
brain development.
Yeah. And then carbs is for energy.
Yep.
And I'll keep preaching this over and over again, is we do need carbs. I just realized this too, is you don't build, it's very difficult to build muscle without carbs.
Yep.
Because no insulin, and also you don't have the energy to build it, but then no insulin, right? No insulin from no carbs. It's very difficult for that cell to be rebuilt because there's no insulin. It's like the key to open it up. But then if you're not moving and you're not doing resistance training, then you should not be eating a lot of carbs, because those carbs turn into fat.
Yep.
So it's like, if you're going to eat all those carbs, then you better start moving and doing that resistance training.
Yep.
My philosophy today, right now, is eat a lot, move a lot. Not starve yourself and don't move a lot. I mean, we were made to move.
Yeah.
Right?
You have to think we had to go out and get our food every day for a long time.
Yeah. And there's nothing wrong with eating, especially good food. I love eating. Yeah. Like sometimes I love it too much. But if you're going to eat it all, then you got to earn it too. Yeah, I think both of those need to be up. I think that's the way to live, in my opinion.
Yeah, I would agree.
Yeah, not this Weight Watcher thing where you're always trying to figure out, your calories and all that stuff. No, just eat a bunch of food and then go do some weight training. All right. How would you describe the instructors here?
Oh, they're all really, really good and personable, knowledgeable, and really take their time with the kids. Mm-hmm. So my son has never come out and said anything negative about an instructor once, which is pretty impressive, because he complains about a lot of stuff, but he's never said it once.
That's amazing. That's awesome to hear. Yeah, we really try to take a lot of pride in the it's like 1 or 2% acceptance rate that we get from outside people wanting to teach here. Mm-hmm. I mean, we get a lot of people that have asked to work here, and we're like, no, they got to love kids. If they don't love kids, they don't have a passion for kids, we don't want them.
Well, that's good. That's good. You can tell that you've selected that way then.
And a lot of them have come up from the student status level, right?
That's really good.
They started as students and now they are teaching. And a couple of them are on the spectrum.
That's cool.
Which is even more incredible, even for me personally, and gratifying, is watching them develop, where then now they can develop the empathy, especially for people with autism, in order to help others. And that is my fuel for this business. It's like, if we're helping these people on the spectrum find purpose in life, what else do I need?
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
That's it. If you could say one thing to another parent thinking about trying KOMA, what would it be if they're on the fence?
It's a good question. I would say just try it. Not going to be disappointed.
Because that's what you guys did. You came in to try out a lesson and then made your evaluation from there.
Yep, absolutely. The experience coming in was great, very welcoming and accommodating to him coming in the first time. And me too. I didn't have a clue what to really expect. So it was a really great experience.
And you did class for a little bit too.
Yeah. I would still keep going if the work schedule would allow it.
So maybe if we got a morning class.
Yeah.
Okay. Noted. All right, sir. Thank you so much for coming on the show. And we are so appreciative of you and your son. We love your son to death, by the way.
Good.
Yeah. Thanks for coming on.
Thank you. I appreciate it for having me.